inside the avalanche, breathing fire freely, training till there is nothing left, questioning all of your beliefs. You created a monster, shallow mind, legends that they will be just fine. You created a monster, a tidal wave, ruining everything that you forgot.
From rehabbing and construction to luxury properties. Andy Polski and his team are licensed real estate agents in the state of Minnesota with the brokerage RE/MAX Advantage Plus and can be found online at apgroupmn.com. Now, here's Andy Polski.
Welcome to the show. Today's podcast I've been looking forward to for quite a while, and we have a couple professional snowmobilers here on the cast today. And the first one is Elias Ishoel, and he can tell you how to say it in Norwegian.
Yeah, Elias Ishoel.
There we go. He's from Norway, and then we also have Aki
Pihlaja.
And Aki's from Finland. What's something interesting about yourself?
I ride Snocross
Yeah?
in Team Boss Racing. In the first year when I came here, I had an interview. The lady asked me what I miss the most. So I said my girlfriend and 2 dogs.
Yeah. I think I saw a clip of this. It was hilarious.
But I meant dogs. But
So-
about it.
But she kept questioning you. She didn't know what you said. She thought you missed your ducks, right?
Yeah, that's where I get famous.
Yeah. And then, as always, we have Andy Reihm in-house.
How's it going, Andy?
Good. Yourself?
I'm good.
Good. And then our producer here, Marshall Saunders.
Hello.
So today we're gonna talk a little bit about what we see in the real estate market going into 2020, kind of a little bit of a year-end wrap on 2019.
How's the market going? What are you seeing, kind of a slowdown at the end of the year or what?
It's slowed down a little bit, but it's hard to tell year after year. I feel like it's better than the last 3 years for a winter market. There's such low inventory. I'm seeing a lot of buyers coming out of the woodwork now that are searching for a good deal. We had a big fall rush before Thanksgiving, but it stayed a lot more steady than I thought it was going to. So I think I've gotten 2 or 3 new buyers almost every week the last couple weeks. So really good market.
Any certain price range that you're seeing more activity?
Again, I'm on the West Metro, so
Sure. Everything's
its
high priced.
Yeah, it's kind of its own market. I'm getting a lot of people that either want to downsize and move into a smaller home, but have something unique with it, being lakeshore or something nice, so they're willing to pay a premium.
Sure.
But they're looking for a smaller home. That's in the price range of, 5 to, most of the people are trying to stay under $1 million. Right now it's super competitive. I think I might have mentioned on the last show, but it's still the same. If you price a home right and it's got lakeshore in the West Metro, it's under $1 million. If it's priced right,
Flies
gone.
off.
Yeah, 10 offers in a couple days. It was fun. I took these guys. I took Elias and Aki to Matt's bar in Minneapolis before that.
Juicy Lucy.
Yeah, we had Juicy Lucy's with my buddy Aaron Delgado on Team Juice,
Yeah.
the mortgage guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Got to show them a little bit of a staple. It's like, I'm going to take you guys to a restaurant that Barack Obama goes to when he comes in town.
That's right.
And then I take him to a little dive bar.
I'm more of a St. Paul guy, so to me, the Nook is like the ultimate Juicy Lucy, so that's where I enter that whole debate.
I'm a St. Paul guy, too.
Yeah.
The Nook is good.
Next time. Or maybe we'll go there after this.
That's right.
And get
right
one.
down the road.
You can give them the whole round. We drove by there, and I was pointing out, I'm like, yeah, that's where Joe Mauer went to high school.
Exactly. Well, Reihm, you were saying before the show that there's been so much change in the construction industry about kind of like virtual technology and using technology to kind of scale projects before they exist. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah, I think it's actually really interesting. There's technology has been improving and all over the place, and same with automation and everything else. And the construction industry has seen a lot of it. There's still a need, obviously, for people. I mean, there's not. I was watching a bricklaying machine, for example, and it was creeping its way up a building, and a good brick mason can keep up with that thing. But eventually, and in Japan, they got robots to hang drywall. And I was watching these things, got knuckles all over them, but they still can't do splices and things like that. But a couple of the big things that I've been kind of seeing are have to do with the design and the planning process, and that's the virtual reality and the augmented reality. I don't in residential construction. I don't see a lot of good planning all the time in residential, but as the technology improves, the cost comes down, and I think it's going to become or it's becoming a lot more mainstream, and it's really remarkable on how. They can lay this stuff out and they can build, whether it's a house or whether it's a stadium or a skyscraper or whatever, industrial facility. They build the entire thing on a computer and they show it in 3D. I mean, whether it starts at tearing down the old place and, all the way up to when people are sitting in the seats, or working or whatever, and they're able to identify problems and conflicts within the design, and it shaves off a tremendous amount of time and cost, and really shows it's a lot easier to understand than kind of the two-dimensional drawings that have made up most of the plans in the past, and it's a lot easier to visualize. It's easier for the owners to visualize, as well as the people actually doing the work. So. That's probably the biggest thing that I've seen in terms of construction technology. But automation, I think, is going to continue strong into, as things. I was just talking to my son about it, and I told him, I said, when the time we were watching a video on 3D printing, and I said, by the time, you're my age on this stuff, I mean, it's going to be an entirely different world out there. And it's remarkable how the stuff just builds on itself, and the technology just, once it starts getting rolling, it's just almost an exponential increase, and it just keeps building on itself. So I wouldn't be surprised if, 2020 brings more automation and better design and stuff. And then, kind of each year, it just seems like there's something new.
What about 2020? Where are we going with 2020 as far as the real estate market?
I think 2020 is going to stay strong.
Mm-hmm.
It's an election year, so you're going to have some people kind of sitting on the sidelines waiting to see the way things pan out. So I think it'll continue going pretty strong.
Right.
I don't see appreciation like we saw a few years ago, but I don't think anything is going to drop out or start. Maybe the higher end, the millennials are buying smaller homes. I think you're going to continue to see these 4,000-5,000 foot McMansions that are kind of builder grade. They might be decreasing in price, but overall the market should stay strong.
Well, I've noticed in St. Paul, we just had 4 houses or 5 houses for sale on the block, and they didn't even get the for sale signs in the ground, and there's new families moving in. And, I got a patio in the front. I sit outside, and they're, like, waving at people. And all of a sudden, I'm kind of looking around. I'm like, holy smokes, man, this was out there for 2-3 days. I couldn't believe what they're getting for them. I mean, I know what I used to, when I was in the 7th Street neighborhood, and I've been there for a while. I'm familiar with the area, and there's kind of that price point that it's people just jump on them. I can't believe it. They're just I kind of figured it was going to be slow. It was the end of November, and I'm like, these things are going to sit here for a while. And
it's because there's no inventory out there.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got these people that need homes. They're going to
fight
fight over
right
them.
up and,
One thing that was really interested, I was talking to Aki on the way here, and I didn't realize, I wanted to get their perspective of real estate in their respective countries and how things are different and whatnot. And he actually told me he built his own house. I think it was last year, was it?
Really?
Yeah, he pretty much general contracted, did the framing and a lot of the work himself. So that was pretty interesting to hear.
Wow, that's impressive. That's Finnish ingenuity. That's sisu, right?
Yeah.
Sisu.
Reihm would like to. They framed it with 2x8 walls, so that thing's not going anywhere.
2x8 walls.
What do they call that? Advanced framing or something now? Studs aren't the best insulators, so
Yeah, we don't have to use so much electricity in the insulation, so that's why.
They insulated the crap out of it because he said the electric they heat them with electric there, and the energy bills are really high.
Yeah.
But you put geothermal in that one too, right? You said you had a pump in the ground.
Yeah, that's popular now in Finland.
So no, what's Finland? What's a similar latitude that Finland's on? I mean, is it Canada or is it like Alaska or is it here?
It's
Yeah,
dark.
my hometown is in Arctic Circle.
Okay. Oh wow.
The weather is almost the same than it's here now. And Elias is also he went to carpenter school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Simon Bricklayer. So
Oh, cool.
yeah,
Nice.
So what part of Norway are you from?
I just live just in the middle of Norway.
Okay,
So
right in the middle.
Yep, I live like I can go 1 hour and then I'm out to the coast. But yeah, I live up in the mountains.
So you're about 4 hours from Oslo?
Yeah,
Okay,
5 hours north.
gotcha.
Yep.
And my connection with these guys is Elias Boss Racing. The team has been renting one of my lake homes,
Oh,
I think,
okay.
for 4 years now. So I rent it out to the families in the summer for vacations and parties or whatever. And then these guys usually come in November, and they come over here. I'll let them get into why they're here and why it's a good fit. But that's how I got connected with these guys, and it's been a lot of fun.
Sure. Yeah. Why do you have to come to the U.S.? I mean, I think you got plenty of snow in Finland and Norway. Why do you come to the U.S. To do your snowmobiling?
Oh, it's because of the Snocross racing over here is
This is
bigger,
kind of
and
the
it's
big-
the biggest series in the world. So that's why we want to be here. And yeah, it's
Gotcha.
really fun to be over here. And yeah, he showed us a little bit around the city and told us a little bit of history about the places around here. So that was interesting to hear a little bit and to see a little bit more than what you usually do, because we are only up at Elk River and practicing and training for the races. So
Sure.
we don't get to see so much. But yeah, it was interesting to hear a little bit more.
So how long do you stay here when you come?
We stay here for the whole winter.
Really?
We only go home for a couple weeks in Christmas, but then we are here for the whole winter.
In the area is a nice kind of a central point for the races, so they train at that ERX track in Elk River. And these guys train hard. Like, it was hard to get them here, and I appreciate you guys coming, because they're either racing or training racing every day.
Wow. It's a lot of commitment.
Yeah, they're professionals. They get paid.
Mm-hmm.
So last year, Elias won the entire circuit. Like, pretty much, he's the number one snowmobiler in the world.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
And then, Aki, was it last year you came up from Pro Light and you're racing in the pro division? Was it last year or 2 years ago?
Last year was my first one in pro class.
Okay. And he's lighting it up too. I mean, a lot of the races. The one I went to in Canterbury, it was fun because I think he was right behind you last year in a lot of the races and battling it out for first, and they're on the same team.
Nice. Yeah, how does that work? I mean, you got some friendly competition there, right?
Yeah, for sure. But
I hope it's friendly. I mean,
yeah, it's friendly. But for sure, when we go on track, we are
You're beating each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So
don't
you guys
have-
race against each other?
Yeah, we are in the
I
same
thought you were on the
class.
same team.
We are in the same team and racing against each other. So
Oh, gotcha. All right.
yeah.
we don't hit each other that hard.
Oh, all right. All right.
Give each other a little break.
It's kind of like NASCAR. They draft
Yeah,
off
yeah,
each
all
other
right,
and
all right.
stuff. Yeah.
How much can you win on some of these races? Not to be too personal, but like what is the grand prize on some of these races?
All the races has different contract with their teams and everything like that. But last week it was our Dominator race in Duluth, and then it was 10 grand to the one that won the Dominator.
Elias won that one, right?
Yep.
So you're part of the from the part of Finland that gets very little sunlight during the day, or
Yeah, that's why we drink a lot of coffee.
yes, exactly. It takes a lot to keep you awake.
Yeah.
That melatonin's going 24 hours. So so they call it the land of the midnight sun, right?
Yeah.
So there's times of the year when it very, very rarely gets dark, and then there's other times of the year that it's dark almost all the time, right?
Yeah, in midsummer there's the sun is up 24/7 like 1 month.
Sure.
But like at this time, the sun doesn't came up. We have a little bit light, but we don't see the sun.
Yeah, what do they call that? It's like this.
I don't
twilight.
know
Yeah.
twilight. It's a kaamos,
Oh,
how we call it in Finland.
Aki was asking me what homes go for as we're driving through. We were driving through that West 7th area, St. Paul, and I was like, anywhere from 200,000 to 300,000, and he was kind of blown away by the cost, because when you look at the cost in Finland, what'd you say those same homes would go for? Like somewhere around 100,000?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like some of the most affordable real estate in the Twin Cities. I mean, it's a pretty good deal. I love West 7th.
Yeah, it's a safe, beautiful area.
Yeah.
I guess I wouldn't call it beautiful, but
it's pretty nice. It's the neighborhood's turning over. Yeah. Well, they even got what they put it down by that the old brewery. They don't call it the quote unquote artist district.
Yeah, that's right.
Which
Case and all that.
Yeah. I've been on 7th Street long enough to know that there's. I don't know that I would ever call anything the artist district down there, but it's a bunch of junk shops and. But it's I don't know. It's really a nice area, and
it's one of the best. I lived there after college too, and I think it's one of the best values, bang for your buck in the Twin Cities.
Well, it's nice. It's right by the freeways. I mean, the location is good,
right.
and there's
You're right downtown.
Yeah, you got food everywhere. I was looking at Zillow, and how did they phrase it? They trendy West 7th is what they called it.
Trendy West 7th.
There's a ton of stuff in walking distance. I mean, it's bar church up and down West 7th. So you can go in and have a few cold ones and go and repent and then stop and have a few more. So it's got everything, a little bit of everything for anyone. So
do you guys have a lot of new construction going on, like for houses in your respective countries?
Oh yeah, it's especially in my hometown. We have a big holiday place, so I build a lot of holiday houses and vacation homes and stuff like that. So
what's the population in your town, and what's the name of it again? So people, you can Google it here.
The name of the town is Uppdal.
Uppdal. Yeah. And it's spelled like Oppdahl.
The AL. Oppdal.
DAL. Yeah. And now tell us about your hometown, Aki.
My hometown is a little bit bigger, maybe about 200,000 people living there. And there's a lot of tourists coming, especially in winter time, because we live in Arctic Circle. So the Santa Claus lives there.
Yeah.
They come to see that. And
so these guys were telling me too, in the off season, they ride dirt bikes a lot.
Sure.
Keeps them going. So if you've never seen a race, I'd recommend you YouTube it and take a look at these guys racing, because what you see, everybody knows motocross and what they do on these dirt bikes. Well, these guys are doing that on snowmobiles pretty much. So it's extremely technical. It was fun hanging out, because I recently did like serious go-kart racing with some of my European buddies who take it seriously. And I was like, I can keep up with you guys on a go-kart. And they're pretty fast, but I really found you got to pick your line. If you're not committed to that line, all of a sudden you're a second behind every lap, and then 2 seconds.
Right.
Gets pretty technical.
Fascinating. Where's your next race?
It's in Fargo this weekend.
Oh, Fargo.
Yeah.
And then the one after that is Canterbury, right?
Yep, in Shakopee.
So that would be not this weekend.
It will be the first weekend in January.
First weekend in January.
Yeah.
So I'll be down there. Come find me, and I'll take you behind the scenes. We'll check out their trailer. Do you guys have any questions for us, or?
No, it's interesting to hear about the real estate, because I have a couple apartments for rent in my hometown, because it's a lot of tourism. So it's nice to hear that how it works here.
Do you rent them out like vacation rentals too, or is it like longer term? You rent them out for months at a time, or?
In summer, it's more like long time rent, but in winter, it's like Airbnb.
Okay. So like 3 months during the summer, or what's like a normal?
No, it's like 4 months in winter time.
And then
it's Airbnb, and after that, it's like renting a long time.
So they'll rent it for 8 months or something, and then
7,
for 4 months.
7,
7 or 8 months.
Yeah.
And then do you manage that yourself, or do you have somebody kind of manage it?
My girlfriend is taking care of that in winter time when I'm here. So
yeah.
Works good for me.
How was your home building experience? How long did it take you to build it?
It took 2 years, because I spent the half of the year here. So it's like total 1 year.
And do you have a carpentry background too?
No, I just started building like a garage to my old house. Then I sold the house and started building the new house.
Okay.
So I didn't have any experience before that.
So do you YouTube it or what?
Yeah, pretty much YouTubing and
That's amazing.
we have like the guy who watches your work and says what to do if you don't by yourself. So that's pretty easy.
Yeah. And what's your background in carpentry, Elias?
Yeah, my dad has his own company where he build houses and everything like that. So yeah, everyone, all from the excavator and to build to the ground, from to build a house and everything like that.
So you grew up kind of seeing him doing that. Did you help him growing up too?
Yeah, I did go help him, and yeah, it have just always been there. And it's that and snowbuilding I have done my whole life.
Well, thanks for coming on today, guys. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
That'll wrap our show. Everybody have a great Christmas holiday season, and we'll see you next year.
Thanks a lot, Andy.
Thanks, Andy.
Thanks, guys.
This has been Andy Polski's Guide to Financial Freedom Through Real Estate. Andy and the team at the AP Group of RE/MAX Advantage Plus bring you, the listener, and their clients a wealth of knowledge and experience in real estate, investing, remodeling, construction, vacation rentals, and developing. They can be reached at 763-639-6522 or online at apgroupmn.com. This podcast was produced by Minnesota Podcasting, who can be found online at mnpodcasting.com. The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the individual participants alone and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the AP Group, RE/MAX Advantage Plus, or Minnesota Podcasting.